Hello and welcome to another cube. It's currently Sunday, so I haven't recorded one on Saturday. Definitely, just basically had to do other things. We went to do obstacle course, and then in the evening I just went out with the same guys. So I didn't have a lot of time. I did upload a video in between while I was just washing up because the obstacle course was over water, and we basically got wet a lot. Out of this pack, I think I like Elspeth the most. It's good in control, it's good in aggro. Um, Other cards I'm looking at are Lotus Bloom is fine, Avenger is fine, Heliod. Haven't actually played with the gods often. Don't consider his power to be that strong, because for 4 mana he just gives all your creatures vigilance, and then having to pay mana to make tokens just doesn't seem to be good. If it is a 5/6, sure, then it's good, but also it isn't. Inferno Titan obviously also a good card. Same with Show and Tell and Hippie, but they're not on the same power level. Then we either get 8.5 tails, another strong planeswalker, or some red removal card. Spellpierce is fine. Skull the Scrying, I actually like this card, but it looks good on paper, but it just doesn't seem to be as good. I think the only deck it ever got played in was Vintage with Exalted Angel, but that's it. With Drain, basically, Mana Drain. I think I'm just gonna go for the more powerful cards here, which I think is Carrick. White green is a combination I have done before, and it is nice with the ramp. So no issues there or no regrets there so far. We already get a ramp. There's also Thoughtseize. Time Spiral seems fine. Legacy's Allure is a nice card, which you saw 2 draft videos ago, I think. Um, but I think I want to go green, white, aggro somewhat. Doesn't seem to be any in this pack, but I'm not willing to give it up yet. Herald of Torment is actually a really good card as well. 3 mana, 3/3 flyer. Or the Bestow, it makes it real nice. Obviously the upkeep cost is there, but that's not that bad. It's worse than a Serendip Efrit, sure. But blue just is a good color in general, right? We can hope that Manatite wheels, by the way. This is an interesting one. Carcass is nice. Um, Honor of the Pure is nice, but I don't think I'll be playing white only, so I'm not gonna pick that one up. I wouldn't mind picking up Lightning Helix, but already having 2 green and only 1 white, I think Lightning Helix is a bit too much of a gamble, and then I want a Sacred Foundry as well, so that's a big no-no. So I think I'll just go for the Carcass here. Doesn't actually do anything in my deck yet. There's not a lot of legendaries, but I think it's better than any of the other cards, and I might be able to work with it later on. There's Lingering Souls, there's Boreal Druid, there's Mind Sensor, but Lingering Souls is 3 mana 2/2 flyer basically on 2 separate things. I can look at it like that. And the question is it then better than Mind Sensor? I think it is here. There's also Boreal Druid, already have one. Maybe it's better. Maybe it is. Because this I would want black as well, and diluting with a cost like this. Nah, just gonna go for the Boreal Druid. There's Wood Elves. Dismember, I think I'll pick up Dismember. Wood Elves is obviously a nice card. Wouldn't mind having it, but Dismember is just a strong removal card, even in color if you can play it. There's Oust, there's Stonecloaker, there's Bailout. The question is, do I really need Bailout? Because usually in green you're gonna get plenty of those cards, while Stonecloaker is a flyer, it has a unique effect. Oust is obviously there, so control-ish deck is gonna get it. But I think Stonecloaker is good enough to pick it up here, but definitely wouldn't mind having one of these. Maybe they will, but I assume that my last pick is gonna be something like Cunning Spark and Flagstones. We shall see what wheels. And we get a Polycranos or Polycranos. Definitely better than the Bailouts. 4 mana 5/5 and a monstrous ability. Stirring Wildwood is a nice card, but can't pick it up here. Loam Line is nice, but obviously I think the correct pick here is this one. There's Flicker Wisp. Exile another target permanent, return at the beginning of next end step. It works with Stonecloaker, I guess, somewhat. It works with Planeswalker to reset them after being attacked. It works with this to get the monster's effect back. But just having this seems fine if I get stuff like kitchen things. Wood Elves might wheel, but don't think I want to use something like that on a Wood Elves. There's not a lot of coming to play effects that I consider to be that powerful. Maybe if I have like a really big morph, these two become good. Well, at least Flickers becomes good and Stonecloaker doesn't. But they both work with common to play effects. Don't think there's that many in green white here. So you can try. Definitely looking to pick up some earlier cards and equipment as well. We get a Court of Calling Wield, so it's only... Oh, it's just any creature card, nice. Yeah, nice card to have. Definitely playable. Probably even better than Green Suns than it for me, because yeah, you play double colors. Survival, would I pick it up? I obviously would pick up Survival if the pack didn't allow anything else, and there is a Monetite that did wheel, so yeah, sure. Do I have a legendary? Oh yeah, nice. Polycranus, man, what a name. And Caracas is a combo. You can cast it for 4 mana, and then for another 3 mana you can ping for 1, and then Caracas it back to your hand, so that's 8 mana you need to do 1 damage every turn. Seems like it's sick. Nah, obviously it isn't, but having the reset effect is fine. So Lightning Helix did wheel, but someone picked up the Sacred Thunder, so definitely not mind seeing the Lightning Helix. There's also Celestial Flare and Relic. I think I'm gonna like Relic a bit more. Out of these, I'm just gonna pick up Simic, Growth Chamber, Mana Fix over everything. Hopefully won't be playing it because I actually want to stay 2 colors in this, because green is usually heavy green and white can be heavy white as well, especially if you go somewhat aggro. Goblin Room Blaster seems a bit more annoying than the other one. Sacramency, Sarcomancy, and Balot Wield. Wow, it was that or Viper. Didn't assume any of them would wheel. Assumed I would be stuck with the land or the 0-1 pinger. But getting a Balot here, definitely nice. Still looking for 2-drops or early drops. What am I looking at? There's Entreat, but that's usually more of a control card. There's Izamaru, which is just a stupid 2/2. There's Boon Satyr, which is pretty nice. There's also Blastoderm and Telknight. I think I have to go Boon Satyr, right? Trade Wind Rider is definitely a card I wouldn't mind picking up as well. I already have a fix for it. It's a really powerful card if you can get the effect going. Do I want to splash for such an effect? I think it's worth trying. The effect is really sick. Being able to bounce something every turn. It's not legendary. Well, Maloko is, but that's oh, this is legendary, so it works with Caracas. But it might wheel. Oh man, I definitely want Radiant Strike, but I'm not gonna. I think it's a bit too greedy. There's Courser. Usually it doesn't fit my deck though. There's Cradle, which probably does fit my deck a bit more. There's also Call of the Herd, but don't think I can bet up Cradle. Wouldn't mind seeing Courser either. It's a 2/4 for 3, but the ability is pretty nice. It's usually played in something more big green. There's also Consecrated Sphinx. Wow, if I win blue. Yeah, I think I have to pick up a Consecrated Sphinx. I think it's just too good here. There's a Master of the Wild Hunt. Definitely snapping that. There's also Yosei, which I wouldn't mind seeing. Silver 9 seems to be a bit too heavy. Savannah, obviously good. Vendilion Click is fine if I am gonna splash this. But I don't think I can pass up Consecrate Sphinx. I can even just cut white and go blue now if I want to, just because of the power of Consecrated Sphinx. The card is sick. Um, if it stays into play a single time, it's already drawn 2 cards. Usually when they dig for answers, they have to... Wow, we get his shackles. So, goodbye white, hi blue. But then there's an Elspeth. It's not the greatest Elspeth though. Especially not in combination with green. There's shackles. Shackles is so good. Yeah, okay. So at this point we have the option to go in white green or blue green. We already have Grow Chamber. We now can pick up a Coast or Looter. Missed a Tradeswind Rider though, but big deal. Probably gonna pick up Looter here. Obviously, a Johnny Goldmane is fine as well. It's a pretty nice card to have if you can make a bunch of tokens, but I think I'm gonna go blue. And then we get a Kitchen Things, which was a card I wanted. So yeah, still gonna play that no matter which color, because it's basically 1 green green if you want to. We can still just splash blue for the Consecrate and say fuck you Shackles, but we would need a bit more fix for that. And I would also lose Looter. If Tradewind Rider wheels, I'm definitely gonna go blue. But I'm just not sure yet. I'm just gonna try to keep the option open. I'm losing 4 cards for it. There's Beast Within, Tidings, Ravagers doesn't seem to be that good with my deck. I think Beast Within is the better card. Giving my creatures lifelink just isn't. Way too many on a tree. Dismember is obviously 1-drop in this deck, so. And Manatite might be gone. Relic might be just a sideboard card. It depends. It's a nice cantrip card. We get a Primal Command, which is pretty good. There's also Balance in the pack, but it's not a card I think I want to cast ever. So I'm gonna go with Primal Command. The first ability is good against Mono Red. The non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library is meh. But it works good in conjunction with shuffling his or her graveyard in the library, and searching your library for a specific creature card is pretty good. It's obviously not the best of the commands. Blue has that covered, and I think in Cube, Black is then better, but it's not. Well, Black has an X cost, so it's too late maybe. So Primal Command over the black one. Played more with the black one when it was legal in standard than with the Primal Command, but I do recall that Primal Command was a highly valued card. I still think it is. I also wouldn't have picked it up, of course. So the Izamara did wheel, but I swapped colors a little bit. So maybe I just have to go for the Blastoderm. Nah, I'm gonna take the Izamara. I don't think I'll ever play the Blastoderm. I don't think it's that good of a card. So we get the Courser and the Call of the Herd and a Venser now. So Venser is obviously a nice card to have if I go blue. But I think Courser is a safer pick. Then we have Mentor of the Meek. How many tudes do we have? No. Courser, Arbelf. Compared to the rest, I'll probably play this a bit more often. Witness obviously the pick here. Ghosts. Creeping Tarpage just because it's a nice card and I hate playing against it. And we get a Mutavault, which it's not that bad. At this point blue isn't that open it seems, so I'm still gonna go for the white. Might still splash it. I mean, I currently have 2 fix now, but I definitely think I want 4 fix before I can ever play a double blue. Obviously I can court for it. Oh, so many on this tree. Could have sort of very nice, so I did want an equipment and I did get there. There's also sour in there. Elish, stunted growth I'd play, but I can't pass up a sword here. Ooh, so many on 3 now, even more. There's Noble Hierarch. Whoops. Want to right click it because I want to go over the pack. There was a Calciderm, obviously I passed on Blastoderm, so I'm not gonna pick that. There was a Mirror Battlesphere which I wouldn't mind picking up. I think having the fix here with Noble Hierarch, which I will play anyway, no matter which color I go, which seems to be white. But I mean, it even fixes, so why wouldn't I pick it up? How good is this? Oh, it's terrible. Natuka Vigilante is actually a card I wouldn't mind seeing, I think. Currently do not have an answer, but it's only when it's face up, so it's always 5 mana, and then it's a 3-2. Stomp Power is better. Is there a card I would like over that, like Sim Sky Swallower? Do I really need that? I currently do not have a really big late game card, so I think if I do want it, I have to pick it up rather early than late. So Sim Sky Swallower is nice. And it works with the blue splash, so Luther is gone. Tamio obviously would just make the splash a bit more heavy, which I don't think I want. I think I actually want Sakura to make the splash a bit more possible, to accelerate into a bit more late game. Obviously, Tamio, a card I definitely like, but I think for more of a consistent deck, Sakura Tri-Builder here is better. And it's my very first 2-drop, and we get a Raphaelis. There's also Scavenging Ooze, Tropical Island for the splash. Raphaelis is so sick. There's also Fine Tornels, but I don't think I can ever pass up a Raphaelis here. I have the Tropical Island because I'm gold and I have 5 figs in. For 2 cards, 2 strong finishers. There's Natural Order, which can get a Sky Swallower. There's a Stomp Power, which I actually wanted. There's also Deep Shadow, but I'm not splashing. I'm not splashing black. Natural Order can only get Sky Swallower as late game. So I think Stomp Power is the obvious pick here. It's my answer to the annoying cards. Multi-Drifter it is. Probably won't play it, but again, it's a 3-drop. How many cards do I have? Way too many again. Okay, let's hide this. So we would have to play a single island because the current tribal can only get a basic land. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4 at this point. So with the tropical, that would be 5 to make this a bit more possible. Obviously, I can always court this, but then I would have to cast court for 6, and if you're already winning at this point, I'm not sure if getting consecrate is that necessary. Wow, so many entry. Shekels is gone, obviously. The Enlightened Tutor for what? Sword. That's it. In that case, I think Pristine Angel is better. It's a nice card to have as a finisher if need be. Don't know if I'll play it. I think with a Consecrated Sphinx and Sim Sky Swallower, if I can support it, it's just better than the Pristine Angel. But Pristine Angel is definitely a nice card. I played with it before in drafts and it's really good. So here I think I have to go for the Celestial Colonnade, just because it fixes. There's Nature's Claim, but I already have the Stomp Power now. Yeah, Celestial Colonnade. Wouldn't have meant Stunted Growth, but I think I have to go for a more stable mana base here. And hope the Tropical Island comes as well, and then we have 6 blue mana sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. By just playing a single island. Obviously, still can play shackles because these do not count as islands. They just produce blue mana. If I could, I would, but might just change my sideboard depending on my opponents. Like if I notice he's really weak to shackles, I would just totally change it up because shackles is a card that will win the game single-handedly. Don't think I've used for Academy Ruins, don't think I've used for any of these. I think All Is Dust is more powerful, so I'll just pick up that and hate it. Might even be able to bring it in one day, which is still better than all the rest. So. Relic is probably out of the main deck. Oh, wow, I have way too many to cut. I need to cut 5 cards. Maybe the Stonecloaker. Pristine Angel probably. Yeah, still not a fan of this one. No, I'm just not a fan. Gonna pick up the Vigilante. There's a Plowonder, which is nice against controllers decks. There's also Restock, which is pretty nice. And there's Cloudskate, but that's the splash, so not gonna go for it. Wow. Did I not see a Mystic? How did I miss that? There's also Deep Shadows and Withered Wayfarer. Withered Wayfarer is fix. This is Acceleration into 3 drops. So, wow, did I not see a Mystic? Was that the pack where I wanted to right click the Noble Hierarch and go over the pack? Probably. Because I have no clue how else I would not see that card and just go over it. Let's just see what we have with these 2 colors first. So this can be in, this can be in, this can obviously not be in. So this would be 1, 7, so that's actually there. 2, 5, and 6. Okay. So we would have 30 cards here already. Let's start cutting. So no Plowonder. This is a 1. Just do it like that. I don't think I am gonna play the Samaru. Just gonna go for Acceleration. Beast Within, Swords, Elspeth, not a Vigilante main, Primal Command, Garruk. Probably not a Monetite, too narrow. Stonecloaker, Mentor of the Meek, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 when it comes into play. 10, maybe 9.5. 10. It's 10 cards that work with Mentor of the Meek, so that's not bad. Think I'm gonna keep it. That still means I have too many cards. This is basically a 5. So we cut the Pristine. So 3 more cards to go. Probably if I do not splash, I might not want a Sakura here. Already have 4 Acceleration into my 3 drops. Stonecloaker seems a bit narrow. Still a flyer though, one of my only flyers. And it adds pressure. It has value with Eternal Witness, with Kitchen Finks, with Obstinate Bailout, with Stomp Howler. I think it has enough value in my deck that I actually want to keep it. Maybe I just got the Elves of Deep Shadow, but that seems weak as well. Wow, the curse of having too many good cards. Maybe the Courser. Like, I do like the card, but I have to cut something. And then maybe the Primal Command. The Primal Command is probably better than the Court, right? It does the same. This puts it into play, this puts it into my hand, but it has the other effects as well. Alright, this is Obstinate Creature. Maybe I just run 16 lands because I have 4 Acceleration. It's also a possibility. But I never do that. I always find it to be too greedy. Maybe I just got to dismember, but it's one of my only removals. I have Master of the Wild Hunt, Dismember, Beast Within, Stomp Power, Primal Command as removal cards. And for creatures, that's only 1, 2, 3. Well, Beast Within cannot actually kill a creature. Can kill anything, right? Yeah. Sword is in there. Yeah. Was looking like, where's my sword? But it's here. Wow. How does this actually interact? Like, of course, Mentor of the Meek will never trigger on Boon Satyr, but it's not a creature when you bestow it, but it is a creature spell. And then when it is in play, it is a enchantment. Still an enchantment creature, but you can't destroy it with destroy target creature, can you? I have to look that up. Like, how does this work if you have like the 2/2 flyer in blue, and you do bestow it on something? Does Mentor of the Meek trigger because you just put a 2/2 into play, or does it only trigger? But it can trigger when you kill the creature, and then the bestow becomes loose of it. Because at that point it's already in play. It doesn't count it as coming into play because it does not have any summoning sickness, so you can attack with it. So that means that it should already be in play. But the question is, does it come into play when you bestow it as a creature? That's basically my question at this point. So does it trigger Mentor of the Meek? Yeah, it's not relevant in this situation, but it's an interesting ruins question. What a cut, what a cut. I'm just gonna play 41 lands, ain't I? Just gonna have to do it. I mean, if I'm already stuck with not knowing what to cut here, I definitely wouldn't know what to cut when I add these two as well. Well, maybe a bit easier, but I think stuff like Flicker Wisp and Stonecloaker have enough value in my deck to keep them there. Same with every card, basically. They're just strong cards. Maybe the Boon Satyr is the worst card. It's obviously a creature. Already have 17 creatures. It does have flash. It's a combat trick. Yeah, I'm just gonna play 41 cards. I'm sorry. I usually don't do that, but I think it's worth it here. Yeah, I'm never gonna play that. Obviously want a bit more. I think 9, 7. Wait, what? No, 9, 7. So maybe 7 here is a bit too much. 10. 10 green, 7 white. We have 1 double, 2 double, 3 double, 1 fixer. But having more forest is good for fellas. We obviously have more green and white. How important is it to hit double white early on? It isn't. So this is fine. Yep, I'll see you guys for round 1.